Okay, we're here at Estark. We got our new party member. It's possible to do this, but unfortunately, the other two, they're more of a liability than anything, unfortunately. So we're going to be going with these two. But first, let's meet Zephyr. He is the Hyperanemon? Hyperanemon? I'm going to say it like that, but there might be a pun in there somewhere that I'm missing. Hyperanemon? Yeah. If you really want to do some weird thing, you could say it in very different ways, depending where the emphasis is. Is it Hyperanemon? Is it Hyperanemon? Or is it Hyperanemon? Hyperanemon. Hmm. If you have a funny way of pronouncing that, feel free to go for it. In any case, he has very well-rounded stats here. Just his strength's on the low side, which is very unfortunate for us. And I'll tell you why in a moment, though. But great resilience, great agility. I did not give him any stats. He didn't really need any. And armor choice-wise, I could have given him something that would make him very slow, but he'd still be... I could have given him the... Hades? Is it the Hades? Hela. The Hela armor, that's it. The Hela armor, which would make his agility 0, but would have better resistance to breath and breath resistance and all that. But he's immune to ice breath. So the only thing you have to worry about is fire, which the Silver Shield takes care of. So he's fine. The best weapon he can equip is the Miracle Sword, to my knowledge anyway. I tested as many different weapons that I could with him, and that's the strongest one he had. But anyway, the reason why his strength being low is a problem is, well, he's more of a mage. He has Swoosh and Kazap, and he's one of the very few recruits that can have access to Kazap. And unfortunately, all three non-human characters that you can get that have Kazap really can't utilize it well. The first one we've seen before, the Pip Fighter, I think it is, or maybe it's the Conch Fighter, one of the two. They start with Kazap, but they don't have any MP, unless you give them all your MP seeds, and even then they are going to run out pretty fast unless you really farm them, like I did with the Pip and Conch Squad, in Monster Party 4, I think it was. So that's one out, but at least you can get them early enough. The next one is Hyperanemon here, or Zephyr, who does get it, but by the time you get it, you only have one enemy that you can use it on, and Estark is immune to Kazap. Yeah. So it's pretty damn useless, unfortunately. And Kaswoosh is heavily resisted by Estark as well, so it doesn't help much either. So, yeah, his best trait really is that he's tanky. That's about it. He doesn't have any good attack or anything. Oh, and the third person that could get Kazap is one that you can only get after you beat Estark, which basically is useless anyway. And yeah, that's I think it's Bjorn, or maybe it's Starkers. It's one of the two. I can't remember which. So yeah, Hyperanemon is unfortunate, but this is why I chose him, because this is mostly Metal Slime's party here. Metal Slime does almost all the work, while he gets the worst characters that he can come across. That I haven't used already anyway. And yeah, Bat Red and Bat Apple are two of probably some of the worst, though Granny surprised me. She's actually usable. She's not good, but she's usable because of her HP. That's literally her main quality. By the way, I did give her all my remaining agility seeds, and I gave Doity here all my resilience seeds, but they really didn't help at all. I probably should have just gave it to Zephyr, even though Zephyr doesn't need the agility or resilience because he's pretty good anyway. So yeah, and I didn't give the MP seeds to anybody because no one really needs it. No one's using the magic right now. Anyway, all that aside, I maxed out Zephyr, by the way. He's at max stats. But let's go over the items that we have for everybody. So, as mentioned before, Zephyr has the Miracle Sword, best weapon he can get. Devil Armor, not the best armor he can get. He could actually use the Metal King armor. I just gave this to him in the meantime. I'm thinking now that I'm recording this, I should just give them the Metal King armor if I'm not going to give him any armor resistance. I think I was going to give him magic armor, but then decided against it, and yeah, he doesn't need it, so I'm going to go ahead and give him the Metal King armor in a moment. But the Great Helm's the best helm that isn't the Metal King helm that he can wear. And Silver Shield is helpful since, as mentioned, he is immune to cold breath, but he's not immune to fire, though he has some resistance to the fire breath. So this will help him further along to just, you know, keep him a little safer. Not a lot, just a little. And you may see that he is rocking the Sage Stone. That's because Zephyr is going to be the support in this. He's just kind of there to help Chromeo stay alive, which is why he has a bunch of Yig Leaves and a Rebirth Stone. I have 2 because you can get one in the bonus dungeon and one in the TNT board for Nigeria. As for Chromeo, it's going to be a weird thing here. Chromeo is going to be the War Drummer, and also is going to keep the Slime Curio after all, because we have Zephyr along to help us tank. We have the Staff of Salvation, of course, because sometimes Chromeo is going to heal. A bunch of Yigdoos and Yig Leaves and a Yigdoo, excuse me, and the Rebirth Stone as well. As for Granny and Doity, well, there are emergency lives. They have a bunch of Yig Leaves to, if someone dies, they can jump in and revive them if it's absolutely necessary type of thing. They'll mostly be sacrificing their lives, though. I did try to have them along, but it's just so much work keeping Zephyr and Chromeo alive. Chromeo, upon a revival, not Chromeo, excuse me, it's so hard to get Granny and Doity to keep them alive. That's what I meant. I think I said Zephyr and Chromeo because they're up top on the top screen there. I digress. The point is, they're very hard to keep alive. Fun fact, though, Granny, I could revive her in the turn that she died or whatever. Not in the turn she died. I could revive her, and then Estark could just immediately just kill her, just outright. But she is the most likely one to survive thanks to her HP compared to Doity at least. So yeah, there's at least that. So. But yeah, they're just not worth keeping alive, so it's very reminiscent of our Golem run, where the Golem basically did everything. Except this time, instead of having a ghost that can only sort of help, we have a pretty good endgame recruit that can survive well enough. Too bad he's otherwise useless. I suppose if you want to go back and kill Nimzo again, he could be very useful, because Gazap does some real good work against him. But yeah, that's it, though. Now let me go ahead, get that Metal King armor on him. That's Hela's armor. I may as well. So yeah, now he has a lot more defense. So yeah, though, that's it for that. Why don't we go ahead, get started, and see Estark do his little stumble dance. Yes, I have. And now, get ready for a very long fight, because this is going to be pretty tedious. For bonus boss time, against Estark. And thank you, H.C. Bailey. I'm going to always try to credit H.C. Bailey for me killing his lines, but he has such good lines. Anyway, to start this off, yeah, looking over our options, Zephyr's just going to attack, Chromeo's going to war drum. I did try having Chromeo play support when I had all 4 people out, because Chromeo has Insulate as well, which does help, but Estark is very trigger happy with Disruptive Wave. Anyway, now that we got the attack up, well, we both attack, and as you can see, Chromeo does double damage over Zephyr. But alright, we got Disruptive Wave, so we War Drum. I mean, at least he has Miracle Sword, which does help him out a little. Alright, we have War Drum up, so he's just going to do the healing, and you can attack. Yeah, Chromeo's only this strong because we gave the Strength Seeds to him. I suppose we could have saved the Strength Seeds for Zephyr instead, but it's kind of tough to do, to keep the Strength Seeds put away, because those Meditate phases for Nimzo, it's a little too tough. Alright, now that we got Disruptive Wave, Zephyr can attack instead while we get the thing up. That's how I'm doing this. They kind of take turns healing if needed. You're going to have to heal this time, actually. You War Drum, though. I may fast forward if this really, really does take a while. Okay. You can heal, you can attack. Yeah, Chromeo is basically the star of this whole... has been the star of this whole thing. Alright, you're gonna have to heal and just keep going anyway. If he dies, it's not the end of the world. And this is why we have Zephyr on healing. Chromeo can survive one regular attack. He cannot survive two. Alright, keep healing and drum it up. It'd be funny if the drum could reach into the wagon, but then Disruptive Wave would have to reach into the wagon too, you know? Alright, he's back. Alright, he's not up, so I'm actually going to show you how much Swoosh does compared to his attack, because he does about 50 with his Miracle Sword attack, without Kabuff or whatever. So it's roughly the same. That's interesting to see. Okay, 35. So that was on his high range. Good to know. Alright, go ahead and State Stone, and we'll just have Chromeo attack. So yeah, Chromeo cannot solo this game unless you were to if you were to go hunting for more life seeds. That's the only way it would work. It's a little unfortunate, really. Alright, he's probably going to go down here. But, again, not a big deal. Luckily, we're both immune to Cold Breath. And when this happens, stuff like that happens, it's great. Yeah, if Chromeo didn't have the drum up, I would have him help heal at this point. But right now, we don't need to. Oh, nice crit. Got him some healing in it. Alright, go ahead and Sage Stone. I also debated on maybe Zephyr just attacks until he dies, and then just Yigglyf him up. I'm going to go ahead and bring in Doity, because Doity's probably going to die anyway. You're going to keep attacking. You go ahead and revive. Yeah, there goes Doity. Big time. Bye, Doity. It was good to have you for a bit. Alright, we're not reviving him back, though, because it's just not worth it for the moment. I don't know if we got Disruptive Wave, but I do know since Zephyr just came alive, he doesn't have the strength up, so... Okay. We're okay. I probably should have healed Chromeo, but we're alright right now. Go ahead and State Stone anyway. But yeah, the danger really is just in the attack. I'm actually going to have him attack, because he's boosted right now. Yeah, it doesn't heal him enough, unfortunately. Oh, okay. Well, why don't you heal and you drum. We want to make sure he does try to Disruptive Wave, because that means less damage coming out at us. Even if it means less damage going outwards, too. Because it does still gives opportunity for Zephyr to actually get an attack in every now and then. Keep Cold Breathing, I'm fine with that. Or, you know, targeting Chromeo with your spells. Alright, he's high enough that he could help with the attack. He does okay, but he definitely could be better. But yeah, this is, again, how I chose the team. I wanted to have the worst people join one of the better party members. And yeah, you're seeing it in full effect now. Go ahead and heal, though. I would say, though, that Doity still is the worst, because he doesn't... By the time you can get him, he just doesn't have a use. It's just bad. Zephyr is not much different, but at least he can tank. Zephyr's pretty bad, too, though. I'm going to go ahead and just keep attacking, because we're not Disruptive Waved yet. Alright, there it is. Alright, now this is where we're going to go ahead and double up on healing for the moment. Just to get Zephyr up there. We don't have anyone full healing. Well, that happened, but that's not a big deal. Alright, now that we're up and running, we can now go ahead and start drumming. Alright, you're actually high enough in HP that we can go ahead and drum. Yeah, he heals about 25-ish HP when he attacks. It looks like. But, yeah, as you can see, we could win this battle of attrition. It's just... it's just going to take a while. We got Disruptive Wave, didn't we? Yeah, I was almost not paying attention. So like, I'll be staring at the screen, but I'll be thinking of what I have to do next. That's really what it is. Alright, now you have to heal while Chromeo does the attack. Chromeo might die here still. Oh, no, we're fine. It really is just kind of a... Oh, I got Disruptive Wave. It's more of a shame, though, that these guys aren't as useful as they could be. Because I thought Zephyr was going to be a little more useful, but then I realized, oh, Estark is immune to Kazap. Damn it. Because Kazap is some really good damage. We could both attack. Okay, there's the Disruptive Wave. You know, if Zephyr at least had maybe like Meditate or something, that would probably make up for things. Because then he could play tank. Because he is tank E. He's not a good tank though. Like, we've had much better tanks in these Monster Party runs before. Okay, go ahead and heal up a little bit. I debated on having Chromeo in front, but then Chromeo would be dying a little bit too much, so I'd rather keep Chromeo in as long as we can. I just really wish we had a use for all that mana that Zephyr has. It's like, really, man? But yeah, I don't think the magic armor that I would have given him would have helped much either. Alright, go ahead and heal and you attack. I'm double checking what is his next best armor that has just, yeah, it's magic armor or Hela's armor. And magic armor would have only helped with 10 damage less on the... I think I hit the war drum, right? Oh, I fucked up. But I was looking over, that's why. But yeah, it would only reduce the damage from Kaboom and Frizzle by 10, I think, at most. And I don't know if it even covers that, to be honest. Alright, heal and attack. I'm double checking as I go. Reduces all magical damage by 10. So yeah, it would have been just 10 less, that's it. I could have sworn he could have used the miracle armor, the sacred armor, but I was wrong. And also, since Zephyr's most likely going to die, I'm just going to go ahead and have them both attack. Get the damage out. There he goes. Alright. Now we'll bring in Granny. If she survives long enough, I might have her revive Doity. Go ahead. Nice! Good job! I'm glad you made it. That was really good. You're going to go ahead and Sage Stone. You're going to attack... Ooh. And like I said, this is probably risky, and I probably shouldn't do this, I'll be honest. But yeah, you're going to go ahead and revive Doity. And Doity's probably just going to die. Well, Granny's going to die. Alright, it's better to keep Granny alive, so why don't you heal, attack, and why don't you revive Granny? But this is what I mean. It's very hard to keep them in. Like, Doity sometimes can survive with... Alright, that's good. Good. We can do this now. Your HP is good. You can attack. But we can use the Sage Stone to heal them now. So that kind of works. When we can. Oh, right. I got Disruptive Wave, didn't I? Oh, no, wait. Zephyr got revived. That's what it was. Well, that's okay. It's just too hard to keep them alive, so that's why we're doing it this way. Because even at max HP, they could just be one-rounded, and it's just like, that's so dumb. But at least we're keeping them up and running, I guess. And again, they're making themselves useful, at least. We can both just attack this time. Yeah, Disruptive Wave. Ow. You got a Sage Stone, and you got a War Drum. But yeah, Chromeo needs someone to be healing him, and Granny can't stay in long enough to Sage Stone. I also debated on giving Granny the Dragon Staff too, because that seems like it could work because she has more HP. But the Cold Breath still tears into her too badly, and I'd have to keep insulating with Chromeo when Chromeo is our DPS here. So it just doesn't work. I kind of wish I had a way around it, but unfortunately I just don't. See, that's the problem. See, Doity is basically a shittier ticking time bomb because he has exact same equipment with exact same resistances, which means it's just nothing good. He can't get any sort of like breath resistance or magic resistance, so they're just both pretty bad. But at least ticking time bomb can be recruited in the beginning. I don't remember if... Okay, it is up. But we got him. Okay. I was kind of going over my party now. Oh. That mini medal is really rare to get too. Again, another what do you call it? Bit of, not proof, but possible evidence that luck may be helping drops. Because both Hyperanemon Zephyr here has very good luck alongside Chromeo, so the others don't. But anyway, why don't we go over our characters here. Metal Slime is obviously the best here, HP being the only thing that they have to worry about, and making a joke of most enemies. The only problematic enemies were ones that have critical hits. And the very beginning with Dowager having slightly high attack every now and then that you had to worry about, but generally didn't really have to worry too much. It was just more like if she muster strength, that she might sneak up on you. But that was it. Obviously, Chromeo is the best, but he's also very hard to recruit. Still, I appreciated having him along, and it was kind of fun to have a way to power through the enemies pretty well. Bjorn was a bit of trouble for him, though, because of the higher attack. Anyone with high attack could sometimes get through the chrome body here, so you wanted to make sure that you had... But he has a buff, so he kind of makes up for it. It's really nice. So at least there's that. So Chromeo, I would say, is great recruit if you can get him. But you also have to dedicate all your life seeds to him, pretty much, to keep him around reliably. Otherwise, you really got to support him to keep him in. But there you go. Granny, as mentioned, she surprised me. She's honestly a little bit better than I thought. She's still not good, but at least, you know, as mentioned, she's usable. Her HP keeps her in, and, you know, having buff is useful. She was helpful for the Bjorn fight, and honestly, Snooze helps a lot with, and Dazzle Flash, as long with Paralysis Attack, helps a lot with... Wait, why does she have Paralysis Attack? Hold up. She doesn't have Paralysis Attack, she has Snooze. Okay, that's weird. No, she's supposed to have a different thing there. I think I'm not sure if I just got Bernstein Baird here for a moment there, but she's supposed to have the sleep attack move, not the paralyzing attack. Maybe I just misread it this whole time? Well, whatever the case. Her having access to the statuses really does help. Body Slam is still useless, though. And Buff is very helpful. So, you know, you could get her in the party and kind of have her be useful for a while. But up to this point, she is pretty bad. Because she, again, just like her predecessor, Rotten Apple, she does not have any equipment or resistances for breath or magic. So they hit her full force. You need someone to be constantly insulating. And when it's the only one that can insulate is Chromeo, it's kind of bad, you know? So, yeah, she's not great, but she's not a complete F like Doity. Doity could have been useful if you could have recruited him early, or if he had a higher level cap. But no, they chose to give him a level 30 cap and only let him be recruited in Gen 3. That sounds like an oversight, similar to the Ghost, but at least the Ghost could get to level 99, you know? Could get the levels in and level up enough to be useful and stay in. Also I think they had a little bit of resistances and actually had good equipment choices, you know? But no, that rat is just bad. I'm sad to say. I think, yeah, Hooligan and Ticking Time Bomb are better just for the fact that they could be recruited earlier. So, yeah, at this point, this would be on the bottom of my list. And now, as for Hyperanemon, or the Zephyr here, yeah, they're at least usable, but they are, because of the recruitment choices, timing, they're pretty terrible, as mentioned. Their spells suck against this. They are useful for random encounters, though. I will give you that. But other than that, it's just like, all right, thanks for coming along. Here, just take damage for me. Thanks. So, yeah, Hyperanemon is pretty bad too. So, I hope you enjoyed what I would call, I guess, I don't know what to call this type of run. Bad party members, good leader? We'll call it the Metal Slime and Friends run or something. I don't know. I had fun with it either way. It just helped me discover different types of recruits here, you know. And sorry if I'm kind of stumbling over my words here. It's just like there's not much to say. I've said everything. So I probably should just shut up. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you have any ideas for any challenge runs in either Dragon Quest V or Dragon Quest IV, or even Dragon Quest VI, feel free to comment on them. Dragon Quest VI might take a while still, because I still need to get around to recording a playthrough of it. I have beaten it before, but I like to record a full natural playthrough before I do challenge runs, which is why I'm doing 5 and 4. If you could think of also a way to make Dragon Quest III a way to set up the challenge run in that way, I'm up for ideas, because I wouldn't mind doing challenge runs in 3. The problem is, I don't know how to set it up, because as you see with 4 and 5, I do it by bosses, and I just show you the boss runs. I don't really want to show off dungeons or just doing a full playthrough. That takes a lot more of my time to record, because there's a lot more tests I have to do. So, I mean, unless you could think of like just notable ones only, feel free to give me ideas for 3, like how to do it. But there really is only like a smaller handful of boss times for Dragon Quest III, you know? Unless I'm misremembering. Yeah. And Dragon Quest II is kind of the same. There's not as many boss times. It's more like mini-boss and try not to die in the Cave of Rome. So, with all that said, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!